Hey up campers, with 2025 out of the way, it's time to get stuck into the first project of 2026, and that's this place. Now, originally this was just a driveway through from the front back to the back workshops of the premises. Then eventually it evolved into an extension on the tattoo studio. But since we've decided to halve the size of the tattoo studio, it's effectively been sat empty for over a year now. Now that wouldn't have been the end of the world if it wasn't for the fact that towards the end of last year we discovered that this building that we've been leasing for the last 12 years at 3-year increments has just changed ownership. And with that change of ownership comes a massive increase, over 100% increase in the price of the lease. That being the case, this part of the building has now got to bring in some kind of revenue. But don't worry, I've got a plan. Now, as I've showed you in one of my other videos, the Airbnb rentals that we've converted in this premises now make up almost 50% of the business operations out of this premises, what we call Wild Adventure HQ. So naturally, the first idea that's going to come to mind is going to be to turn this into another Airbnb. But it's not going to be easy. What we are essentially looking at here is 27 square meters, so that's just over the size of a conventional garage. So yeah, without further ado, let's get stuck in, shall we? Okay, so at the end of day one, we've taken the window wall down. We're now going to move that 4 foot towards the end of the gable end wall. This will create the space that we need for the shower and toilet. But before we do that, we're going to extend the floating floor. Let me just take this opportunity to talk to you about something we'd all like a little bit of. Passive income, a revenue stream that doesn't require us to be at work grafting. Now I've tried for years to make money from the unused space in this building. When we took the building on originally, all we really wanted was the exterior workshops, and there was so much extra space in this building that we knew there was the potential to make revenue from it. In fact, our landlord was strongly suggesting that we do that. I tried various different things. We've rented out the offices upstairs to different self-employed people for different business uses, and some of them worked, but never for a prolonged period of time. It wasn't until I discovered the ability to make a revenue through short-term lettings in the way of Airbnb and Booking.com that I've been able to really free up my finances and live a lot more of the lifestyle that I desperately yearned for. Whilst receiving the news that our lease is going to shoot up by well over 100% with only a couple of months notice, that was pretty much a shock to the system. However, there's definitely silver linings to that, because for the first time ever, we've actually got a much more prolonged lease. We've just signed a lease for another 7 years. Up to this point, we've only ever had a lease for 3 years at a time. So that really gives us peace of mind that any investments we make to this property now are secure at least for the 7 years. And in fairness, it's probably only going to be 7 years before we actually decide we're ready to move on to the next chapter of our life, which we intend to be travelling the world for a couple of years before we settle somewhere in rural France and do some kind of development there. Much of what you're going to see in this series can actually be applied to a domestic development. If you have a garage or similar unused space like this that is attached to your building, you can do a development like this under what's called permitted development. With permitted development, you don't have to jump through all the hoops and hurdles that you have or have the financial cost of planning applications. You simply have to adhere to the regulations set out by the building control department of your local authority. Okay, so another day and I'm back at it. And today my objective is to get this window wall relocated to the new position. And if I've got time, I'd like to get the bottom windows frosted too. So next I've got a little bit of an alteration to do to the top windows, as there's an RSJ in the position where they're going now, so there's not as much height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop the top sashes off and then just build a little bit of stud work above them to fill the gap. I'm cladding the gaps with MDF, and then I'm going to clad over this later with UPVC panelling. Now to get the bottom windows obscured with this frosting film. I've never done this before, but should be fairly straightforward, right? Morning folks, so today is the last day this week that I've got to be on this project and so today I've got my lad Kieran giving me a hand. Today my objective is to get all the stud work for the shower room complete, insulated and boarded. At this point in time, there's no plan set out for the development, the conversion. Everything's in my head. I know that it needs to be open plan, it needs to be cost effective. Budget wise, although I haven't really written anything down on paper yet, I know that I want the cost of this place to stay as low as possible, and I'm thinking ideally around £3,000. That said, I know that from how we do with the other Airbnbs upstairs, we can be looking at making at least £1,500 to £2,000 revenue per month. So if you think of it that way, over the next 7 years, there's going to be really good return on investment. Okay, so what a productive day. We've got all of the dividing wall and the ceiling built, insulated and boarded. I've still got a few bits of boxing around the shutters and everything to do, and I've still got to insulate all the gaps around the external window wall. However, I'm not going to do that yet because I've got to bring various different services through there, so there's no point in doing that yet until I know where everything's going. I'm still in a little bit of a grey area as to where I'm going to run all the services from. In fact, I've literally just had a bit of a change of heart about how I'm going to do the drainage, but I'll talk about that in the next episode. What a productive day today. So for the weekend now, it's time to get to the drawing board and start actually doing some planning and come up with a shopping list. We need a Cala boiler, we need a diesel heater, we need some radiators, we need a kitchen worktop, we need various bits of UPVC cladding, and I need a ton of different plumbing bits to get all the services in. Next week I intend to get all the first fix plumbing geared up, ready to go, the worktop for the kitchen built so that we can start to visualize the space. And I think by the end of next week, it's really going to start to look like a usable space. And then who knows, possibly even the week after that, maybe will be the last week. So a case of interior designing the place and decorating it and kitting it out and yeah, finishing the job. Which, if that's the case and it's only taken 3 weeks, fantastic, that's excellent. So as usual, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more in the series, because I'm sure this is going to be a fantastic big reveal when we get to the end of this.